Yo, what is up, guys? Underrated Mages. Today I'll be doing a video discussing the weakest fairy tale characters. Now, when it comes to fairy tale, I made a whole bunch of videos discussing overpowered characters, who's the strongest character in fairy tale, who's the strongest character in the series. But today I want to do a video discussing some of the characters who I think are on the weaker end of the video. Now, I am not going to be able to name every single weak character. Like, no, I'm just not going to be able to do that. But these are just some of the people that come to mind whenever I think of people who are a little bit lacking in the strength department when it comes to fairy tale. Now, I'm not saying that this list is in any order. These are just a handful of people who I think are some of the weakest people in the series that we've seen so far. Now, some of these characters could get stronger, but some of these characters are kind of already at their edge and they're not going to get really stronger. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, for starters, Happy. And this was the most surprising because out of all the X seeds, we saw that people like Panther Lily and hell, even Charla, they're able to use some type of transformation. And I'm talking about X seeds within the Fairy Tale Guild. They're able to use transformation that actually make them stronger, and they can actually compete and fight alongside their respective dragon slayers. But when it comes to Happy, he's just weak, and I don't really know why. Like, this is supposed to be the main Exceed, so I'm actually expecting the most out of Happy. But we definitely know that when it comes to the Exceed, he is definitely on the weaker end. I mean, out of the Fairy Tale Guild, he's the weakest, but like out of all the Exceeds that are in like the mainland, I guess you can kind of put him over Frost and Lecter. But then again, it's Frost and Lecter, so that's not even really an accomplishment. The next people are Jet and Joy, and this one, like I said, I said I was gonna try to name fodder people, but these guys are basically like, they're fodder, but at the same time they act like they're put in the story a lot. And these guys, they've pretty much been like the weakest, like the weakest people in Fairy Tale, highlighted weak people in Fairy Tale from the beginning. So I just wanted to throw those guys in there. We know that these two, they're basically like the quote-unquote bodyguards for Levy, well, prior to the whole Godzilla thing. But we know that they used to be around Levy a lot. They used to say, "I'm gonna be the one to protect her" and everything. But in reality, these are guys are definitely on the weaker end of Fairy Tale. Now, the next one is Romeo, and the reason why I have him up here is because we see people like Wendy and hell, even Shelia. They're basically people around here his age who are able to put in work. And yet Romeo, he really doesn't have any, like, he really hasn't been doing anything. Now, granted, those two people, they are special. They're dragon slayers and the god slayers. But Romeo, we saw he was able to use flames when he came back from the time skip. I thought he was going to be important, but he just turned out to be just another fodder character. And I was just like, damn, like Romeo's getting hyped up for a little bit, and then it's basically back to nothing. Now, the next person is Lisana. And I know I've been talking about Lisana a lot in general, but I just got to say this. When you're relatives with Mira Jane and Elf, man, you're automatically going to get compared to those two. That's kind of unfair, but compared to her brothers and sisters, she is definitely not strong. So that's one thing that I got to say with Lisana. And last but not least, I'm going to end it off with Warren. Now, Warren, he was a Magic Council member, and he even said it himself that he wasn't in the Magic Council because of his strength. He even admitted that basically basically like the main cast of Fairy Tale, they were stronger than him. Now, the main cast of Fairy Tale obviously is a weak, but Warren, he's definitely somebody who was not really there for, not in the council, or was in the council for his strength. He was more in there for his brain than in magic, like healing stuff. So yeah, as a fighter, like in terms of strength, I definitely see Ward as a weak person. But overall, who do you guys think is the weakest character in Fairy Tale? Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.